Most of you aren't subscribed. Make sure to subscribe, as it helps out the channel. Without further ado, the series starts with the kingdoms of Rofé, Paradil, Canshep, Shoots, Sites and Misian all being absorbed by the kingdom of Ansel, ultimately making the land the Empire of Summerfirth. In the year 212, a boy calls out to his younger brother and sister, Cries and Ren, asking them to say a final goodbye to their father, watching as their father is finally put to rest. Revealed to be Lord Ars, Ars sheds a tear, all whilst placing a flower on the burial as a final goodbye, turning to face the crowd, only to declare that he'll be in charge of the Leuven house moving forward. Flashing back, we see an everyday business worker working his boring 9-to-5, getting ready for work one day, only to suffer a heart attack. Upon waking up, our MC is confused to see a lady admiring his looks, confused as to where he is. Spotting a flying dog, our MC learns the lady is his mother, spotting his child like a reflection in a metal tray. With the year being 200, our MC Ars Leuven was born in Lamberg within the kingdom of Misian. As 3 years pass by, a maid brings Ars some tea. Shocked to see the 3-year-old Ars is already capable of reading and writing. Ars narrates how he has a general idea of the overall Summerfirth's empire structure, noting how it's quite different to Earth. With the world being filled with magic, Ars reveals that his Leuven family is a noble household, owners of various houses within the land of Lamberg. As Ars walks around his mansion, Ars is grateful to have so many maids and cooks serve them, revealing that he has a skill that no one else has. With Ars sitting in on the house's nights sparring, Ars spots 2 men dueling, using his secret appraisal skill on Malay Crystal, noting how Milias would be better off wielding a bow. Seeing Malay unable to keep up with his training partner, Ars asks if Milias has ever wielded a bow. But Milias states that it's not manly to fight from afar. Using his adorable looks, Ars convinces Milias to give the bow a go, but upon drawing the bow for the first time, Milias is able to flawlessly hit the center of his targets. With the other knights praising Milias for his newfound talent, the knights wonder how Ars knew Milias would be good with a bow. But Ars is forced to lie, knowing that his skill is too rare to reveal, sad that he can't appraise his own skills. That night as Ars joins his family for dinner, Ars' father, Raven Leuven, praises Ars for discovering Milias' bow skills, prompting Ars to scan his father's stats. Amazed that his father is capable of defeating 10 men at once with his martial arts skills coupled with his outrageous prowess stat. Getting serious, Raven tells Ars that he wants Ars to continue training this instinct of his, as one day he'll inherit his father's wealth. With Ars continuing to read up and learn about the Empire, Ars realizes that the whole Empire is corrupt, with peasants beginning to fight back. Luckily, nobles have been able to temporarily keep the peasants busy, but eventually the disorganized Empire will be overrun with war. Fearing the horrors of war, Ars knows that with his appraisal skill, he'll be able to help out the less fortunate, suddenly running off somewhere. As Ars heads through town, Ars is greeted by all the kind villagers, who Ars begins appraising, in hopes of finding someone talented. Sadly, after exhausting his skill, Ars' eyes begin to grow tired, sitting down to rest. Just then, a man is seen being thrown out of a store, deemed Malkans by the villagers, as they are people that swam across the sea to enter the Empire. Knowing that most Malkans end up becoming slaves, Ars gives the man a piece of bread, appraising the man's stats, shocked that Reitz Muses has no flaws in his stats. As Reitz thanks Ars for the food, Reitz attempts to leave, but Ars simply follows Reitz to a nearby alley, asking Reitz to become his retainer. Believing Ars is joking, Reitz is shocked to see Ars offer him such an important job. Reitz wonders how Ars knows so much about a person he's just met. With Ars dancing around the question, Reitz fears that he'll get Ars into trouble, attempting to leave once more, but Ars lures Reitz back in with the promise of rare and delicious meals. As Reitz sits at the same table as Ars is sad to see that the discrimination against Malkans runs deep, as the mansion's maids and chefs refuse to serve Reitz any pleasant meals. Annoyed, Ars moves closer to Reitz, ordering the maids and chefs to treat Reitz with respect, prompting Reitz to begin indulging in the delicious meals. Ars learns that Reitz originally belonged to a group of mercenaries, but sadly most of the members had passed away, and ever since then Reitz didn't have any luck finding any jobs. With one of the butlers asking Reitz to leave, Ars intervenes, stating that he wants Reitz as his retainer, telling Raven about Reitz. Ars' father flat out refuses to allow Reitz to serve Ars, stating that Malkans have never been heard of wielding skills that can rival nor surpass Summerfordians. Sad to see that his father also discriminates against Malkans, Ars asks that his father simply test Reitz, convincing his father to test Reitz himself. Ars' father states that if Reitz passes, Reitz will start off as a soldier for their family, pleasing Ars. But Ars' father coldly declares that he'll be dueling Reitz for their test. Nervous, Ars reveals that Reitz is only 14 years old, compared to his father that has years of combat experience, but Ars' father reassures Reitz that he'll be given a handicap. As Reitz agrees to the duel, they all follow Raven through the mansion, but Reitz asks why Ars is so persistent on his retainer. Upon hearing that Ars doesn't care about Reitz being a Malkan, Reitz is shocked to hear that Ars needs Reitz by his side for the future, promising to do his best. With everyone heading to the training area, several knights help prepare practice swords and an hourglass, only for Raven to announce that Reitz will win if he lands a single blow within the allotted time. With Ars revealing that his father Raven is by far the strongest within their land, Reitz and Raven begin their duel, prompting Raven to dash forward only for Reitz to barely avoid, having sensed Raven's murderous intent. Reitz is amazed at Raven's speed and power, forced to defend each consecutive strike. But at the same time the knights remark how Raven, even when holding back, dominates the knights, but Reitz seems to be holding his own. Sadly at that moment, Reitz is caught off guard, struck to the ground. But seeing Ars still having hope in him, Reitz gets back up, glaring at Raven. Dashing forward, Reitz slips under Raven's initial slash, using a nearby window to temporarily blind Raven, only to cleave his sword at Raven from above. Sadly, Raven is able to flawlessly block the blow, but announces that the duel is over, revealing that Reitz had cut some of Raven's hair. With everyone amazed, Raven promises to recruit Reitz as a knight, amazed that Ars had once again discovered someone very talented. Raven admits that he had feared Ars would have trouble navigating the world, but is excited to see what Ars will become in the future, jokingly suggesting Ars aim for the Emperor. With the existing knights accepting Reitz as their own, we cut to Reitz all suited up, reporting that he has begun taking up chores around the house. Reitz reiterates his gratitude for Ars, promising to spend his life serving Ars. Check out one of our other videos on the screen or in the info card above. Subscribe, like and comment.